Good morning, my beautiful followers. How is everyone doing today? Throw me a love heart shower if you are having a great day, enjoying the first few days of spring. So today it was interesting. I woke up and I just got really contemplative. I was thinking about a message one of my clients had sent me, a client sharing, a situation where they're really grieving this process with somebody in their life. They're grieving, a breakup, and they're like, I should be over this. I should be over this. Why is this taking so long? I should be over this. This is making this, I look weak. I look weak was their wording. And I sat there for a second, and knowing this client, I was like, no, you're so freaking strong. You're so freaking strong. And then I started thinking about my own life, and if you follow me, then like 2 weeks ago almost, I had to put my 18-year-old cat down that I have had since I was a child, or an old teenager, and there's moments where I go, ugh, like I have my gut gets hit, and I go, and I have to breathe into kind of the sadness, the missing, and yet the peace of knowing that she's in a different place. And over the last 12 months, I've actually lost three friends, one to cancer, one to COVID, and one to murder. So, sorry, not a really happy start to my life, but I promise we're going to get to a good point today. But yeah, I've lost these people, and there's been moments in my world and moments in my clients' worlds as I watch them, and my friends and my family and all that we have these disconnections. It doesn't always mean death. Sometimes we have a breakup, sometimes we're in a fight with somebody, something happens, or we have a big dream and goal in our life, and somehow it falls apart. And then we have this grief process. And what ends up happening is a lot of times there's judgment, or we switch it to anger. Instead of grieving, instead of really being in that sadness and be like, this mattered to me, and it's okay that I'm sad. It's okay that I have these emotions and these feelings about this. We switch to anger. Or we shut it down. We live in a very with our cancel culture, we live in a very canceling of our emotions culture. We shut them down. We disconnect. We go, it doesn't matter. I can do it by myself. I don't need them. Instead of going, that really mattered. And so my message to this client today was, no, getting in your heart, loving something deeply is never weakness. Love is not a weakness. Love is a fucking superpower. Love is a strength. When we can open our hearts up to somebody, when we can truly love somebody or something and put our whole hearts in it, that is an incredible strength. That means that we are connecting with this powerful area of our bodies, this powerful energy. And if we continue to look at it and we hold this belief system of weakness, that emotion, crying, even getting angry, that having the sadness is weakness. Or sometimes I even hear people go, well, that's low vibe. Yes, they're lower vibrational emotions, but we need them. When we totally disconnect from them, we can't feel the higher vibrations. We're not able to, because we are disconnected from these lower vibrations. As much as we can dive into the darkness, we can dive into the light. That is a very, very standard knowledge for people who are in the energy world. That if you can't dive into the darkness, then you can't dive into the light. If you read Brene Brown's work, who is a shame researcher, she also explains this concept. So we have to, and if we want to truly love, if we want to truly experience all that beauty and that bliss that I talk about, that amazing sexing, the amazing heart-opening, orgasmic experiences, not necessarily physical, but even energetic, then we have to be able to sit in the feelings too. I'm not saying bury yourself in them. I'm not saying like sit down and just like wallow in it for months and months and months. What I'm saying is sitting and realizing, wow, this really mattered to me. This connection really mattered to me. This goal really mattered to me. Is not weakness. That's going, I really opened my heart. I'm a fucking badass because I opened my heart. I opened my heart here. And whether it works out or doesn't work out or whatever happened, whether somebody dies, the fact is you were able to open your heart up and connect. And that is one of the reasons we're here, to open our hearts up and connect. And we live in this, yes, there's a level of disconnection. We live in this cancel culture that wants to disconnect. And yes, we don't want to connect to the level that we are not whole within self. Okay? We want to create space and disconnection in the way of allowing ourselves to be whole and then connecting with somebody else. But if we stay in this guarded, armored place of disconnection, then we aren't growing. We aren't fully experiencing this human experience. Love is never weakness. Love is not a weakness. And we might feel weak in those times, but that's actually when we really need to step into our strength. We need to see how strong we are for loving, how strong we are, and how we have been through things like this before, and we can move through it again. We have made it through 100% of difficult days. 2 weeks ago when I had to put the cat down, I was incredibly sad. I'm still tender about Athena. And the same thing when all 3 of my friends died. I cried and I allowed myself to have those emotions, but I also felt the strength underneath those emotions. I was able to go, right now, I feel this strength and this spiritual, energetic strength too, not just my own ego strength, but this spiritual, energetic strength underneath this. And I know lots of people right now are going through lots of different things. And so I think my message today is really simple. It's really simple. It's, if you are hurting, it's probably because something mattered to you. And if you were in anger, then guess what? You would only be in anger with something that mattered. If it didn't matter, it wouldn't make you angry. Anger is a secondary emotion, guys. Anger is a secondary emotion. Underneath anger is always sadness or fear, or both. And so if you're in a space of anger, then know that if you go a little bit deeper into that, you're going to experience sadness and fear. And it's okay. And none of this stuff makes you weak. It makes you human. It makes you actually in it and experiencing it. And it means that something mattered to you. And in this human experience, things should matter to you. It's okay. In the no fucks given kind of world, it's okay that things in our lives matter to us. Because these are the things that leave beautiful imprints. If we can then turn this pain, turn this sorrow around and use it to grow, use it to expand. But loving is never a weakness. Loving is never a mistake. So that's my simple message today. Love is not a mistake. So when you find yourself feeling sad for something that you've lost, and maybe in a deep grieving process, to sit there and just feel your strength and realize that you're going to get through it. That's not to say sit in it, but you will get through it if you go about it in the right way, if you step up, if you continue your life, you keep moving while also feeling and realizing how amazing you are, what a fucking superpower it is to feel deeply. So my message for today, side note, I have a bunch of things going on right now. I have, for those of you in the DFW area, I have a bodywork special going on. That's the word, special. I have a bodywork special going on for 3 sessions, so you can head head over to my site at addisonbell.net and check that out. I also have the energetic self-defense workshop coming up in April with the beautiful and wonderful Kendall Williams. We're going to be collaborating on this one. And it's going to be a really powerful workshop. So head over and get your seat before seats run out, because it is a limited space kind of workshop. Other than that, I also have some online stuff going on. I have my Live Big, Sex Fully, really sex fully, experience your sex in all areas of your life, with a 6-point pleasure principles. And so this is a one-day event. You're not going to be able to get this event afterwards, but if you do buy the event, if you do step in, then you're going to have 30 days access to the material. Once you get in there, we're going to do live training. You're going to access to me. It's going to be a pretty amazing workshop. I'm excited already for those who have already decided to step in. So other than that, go over to addisonbell.net and check it all out, all the amazingness. And I will see you beautiful people tomorrow for another Addison Unleashed. Bye, guys.